し生まれ変わったらその時はさ
Hello loves and welcome back to another video. Today we are reading Some Villains Don't Get a Choice, written by my very well known bestie Alana. So shout out to her, and yeah, today was a good day. Without further ado, let's get into the video. For the next few months, you and Dabby trained. Dabby got better at sign language and you got better at using your quirk. Dabby also told you that he was a villain, but you accepted him and became a villain yourself. You and him would go rob banks for money, and you thought of Dabby as your older brother. You and Dabby bought more furniture and fixed the warehouse. Dabby told you about his younger siblings and how his father treated him and his brothers and sister. He couldn't take it anymore, so he faked his own death and fled from his home. And you started to live on the streets, and eventually found this place and started to live there. You told him you had a friend that was quirkless and that got bullied a lot. You would help him with his injuries, and how one day the boys came up to the rooftop where you usually sat with Izuku and tried to hurt him. You had used your quirk on them, and how you ran away thinking that you killed them. Sometimes you would wake up crying, dreaming about Izuku. Dabby would comfort you, and you would comfort Dabby when he had nightmares. Before you knew it, it was time to start high school, but you did not want to, so Dabby homeschooled you. You would learn many things from Dabby. He was really smart, even though he didn't look like it. Sometimes you would wonder how Izuku was doing. Did he go to UA? Is he looking for me? Does he still have friends? Is he safe? You would ask yourself these things. One normal day, Dabby was teaching you some English work until you felt vibrations coming towards the door. Someone is coming. I can feel their vibrations. You sign to Dabby as you feel the vibrations getting closer. Dabby nods and ushers you to put the stuff away and get into position. You and Dabby are in position and someone opens the door. You see an average-looking man with glasses on and smoking a cigarette. He walked into the room with his hands up. "Hey, I come here to ask you something. I mean no harm," the man said. "How did you find this place?" Dabby asked the man. "I have my ways," the man said. "Hey, he's not gonna hurt us. Stand down." Dabby signs to you. "Are you sure you don't want me to use my quirk, just in case?" You sign back. "If it makes you happy, go for it." Dabby signs back. "Are they deaf?" the man says, putting his hands down, throwing the cigarette on the floor and stomping on it. "Yes, they are," Dabby says, looking at you, then nodding to go ahead. "Don't move," you say out loud to the man. "Hey, I can't move. What's going on?" the man says. "It's their quirk," Dabby says, walking over to the man. "Tell him to sit at the table so we can talk." Dabby signs to you. You nod. "Sit at the table," you say, and the man starts to move and sits at the table. Dabby also sits at the table. "Move," you say, and free the man. "Why did you come here?" Dabby says, "I came here because someone wants to see you, and they want you guys to join them. In return, they will guarantee your safety, and you have a place to stay," the man said. "Okay, but if you touch them, or they don't agree, we are out," Dabby says. Dabby explained what the man had said. You just shrugged, but you agreed, so the man took you and Dabby to an abandoned building. But when you went inside, it was a bar. There you saw a girl with fangs, and her hair was down with a space bun and yellow eyes. Another person had a hand covering his face. He had light blue hair with red eyes. You saw someone at the bar. It was black, purple mist thing cleaning a glass. They were talking, but you couldn't hear them. One of them said something and you looked at Dabby's hand. He had his hand out like he was going to grab something. You didn't know what was going on, so you used your quirk. "Nobody move," you say out loud. Everyone can't move. "Move, Dabby," you say. "Sorry for using my quirk, but can you tell me what's going on?" You sign to him. "It's okay, but good thing you did. Everything is alright now. This is our new home." He sings back to you. "Really? Yay!" You sign happily. "Yes, you can let them move now." He signs, then looking at the other people. Yes, you sign. Sit down, you say, just to make sure they don't try anything. Move, you say, looking at them.
What the hell was that? What did they do?
The man with light blue hair says, standing up. That was their quirk. As you can see, they're deaf, but they can read lips, and yes, we will join you. Dabby says, looking at the man.
Well, whatever.
The man says, with light blue hair. You look over at the girl with fangs and walked up to her. What's your name? You sign, asking her. She looks at you confused. Dabby, can you help me? You sign to him. Yeah, sure thing, kid. Dabby says and looks at the girl. What's your name? You sign again. They asked, what's your name? Dabby says, looking at the girl. Oh, hello, my name is Himiko Toga, but you can call me Toga. Toga says, looking at you. She said her name. It's Himiko Toga, but you can call her Toga. Dabby signs to you. Nice to meet you, Toga. My name is YNLN. You sign to her. They said their name is YNLN, and it's nice to meet you. Dabby says to Toga. Nice to meet you too, Ryan. Toga says. You just smile at her. Come on, let's go to our room. It's getting late, and you have more schoolwork to do, and you have to train. Dabby signs, looking at you. Yeah, let's go. You sign back. You and Dabby find the room and see that there's 2 beds in the room. Pretty big, but not as big as the warehouse. You and Dabby shower and get into bed, and then sleep. In the morning, it was like any other day, like at the warehouse, but the light blue-haired called for a meeting. I later asked his name.
Shigaraki.
He said, his name is Shigaraki. Dabby signs to you. Hello, Shigaraki. My name is Ryan. Nice to meet you. You sign to him. They said their name is Ryan. Dabby says, after the meeting, we were sent off to train on a mission, which was to attack Class 1A and 1B. And Toga was to gather as much blood from the students and teachers as possible, then leave so we can infiltrate UA and get information about the students and staff there. The day before the mission, you were given a villain suit. Your villain clothes consisted of black pants, black boots, a black and gray jacket like Dabby's, and a white shirt. You were given throwing knives because you had been practicing with Toga. That night, you were nervous about the mission. You felt like something was going to happen, but you didn't know what. You told Dabby, but he reassured you that everything was going to be okay. You just nodded and went to sleep. In the morning, you ate breakfast and did some extra training before you and the league head out. You see everyone is doing their own thing. You were called for a meeting to go over the plan one last time.
Okay, you know what to do?
Shigaraki asked. Yes, sir, everyone says.
Okay, let's head out.
The black, purple thing you found out his name was Kuroki had opened up a portal, and all of you walked in. On the other side was a forest, and you were standing on a cliff. You looked at the building that some of the students were in. You could see some of the students outside, but you were far too away to make out any faces. You and the league headed closer, and the plan was finally set in motion. You stayed with Dabby, and the rest went their separate ways. Dabby put his hand out on one of the trees and set it on fire, causing a forest fire. Is it okay if I look around? You sign, asking Dabby. Yeah, but I'll go with you. I want to look around too. Dabby signs to you. You and Dabby walk around, but you see green lightning and see red fire coming towards you two. As they got closer, a familiar green-headed boy and another with half white hair and half red hair looked at you and Dabby, who was in shock, but you didn't know why. You were shocked to see Izuku running towards you. He looked like he was going to attack, so you use your quirk. Stop, you say, and they stop. Come closer, but stay calm, you say, and Izuku starts to cry. You look at Dabby, who was also crying. Then you looked at the other boy more closely, and you saw the resemblance. Dabby's little brother, Shoto. Who are you, and what do you want? And why are you and him crying? Shoto says. You take off your hood so they can see you better. Izuku, you're okay, and I see that you have a quirk. I missed you so much. I'm so happy to see you. You sigh to him. Why are you doing this? Why did you become a villain? Izuku starts to cry harder. Why are you asking that? You think I had a choice after what I did? You know some villains don't get a choice. You yell, but turn your head to see the shockwaves don't hit them. Move, You say letting them go, but you hug Dabby tightly and calm down yourself as well. Okay, so that was chapter 5. Chapter 6 is Dabby's POV, but Dabby's POV is kind of short. Chapter 6 is just like this tiny little paragraph. So I'm probably going to read chapter 7 with chapter 6 because chapter 7 is kind of short. Damn, I don't think you guys heard what I said. Screw it. Okay, bye loves, hope you enjoyed this video.